Four of the candidates running for Staten Island's seat in the House of Representatives were at the JCC in Seaview this morning to talk about some of the issues facing senior citizens as the November election draws closer. Among the issues discussed were Social Security, affordable housing for seniors, and affordable health care. Here's some of what they had to say, starting with Social Security.
The fact is, Social Security is not providing enough for anybody.
You want to talk about Social Security? I do believe some of that money should be diverted. Our money needs to be better managed. It shouldn't be managed by a Congress that doesn't have a clue about managing money. You can see it. I don't need to tell you that.
And Social Security needs to be a basic guarantee. The amount of benefits has to be there and should increase over time as the cost of living increases.
But I'm opposed to the diversion of Social Security funds to personal IRAs.
I'm very troubled that the mayor is talking about a 7% property increase on top of the 18% property increase that the city council, not that many years ago, adopted, and the members of the city council who voted for that to become law should be ashamed of themselves for what they have done to hurt Staten Islanders.
Before I answer the housing question, I feel like I've been attacked on a vote of the city council, so let me answer it. When those two planes crashed into the World Trade Center, not only were our hearts broken, but the budget of the city of New York was obliterated. The city ran at that time on a budget of about $16 billion. And because of the loss of revenue, the national recession, we were faced with a $7 billion deficit. We ran the city on 16, we were short $7 billion. Yes, we had to ask everybody to do more. We had no choice because we weren't getting the help from Albany and the federal government that we needed. That's one of the reasons I'm running for Congress, to go down to the city, go down to Washington to fight for the city of New York. But you know, the fact is, if it sounds too good to be true what my opponents say, then it probably is. And after we asked you to do more, when the city's economy got better, we cut the taxes back 7% 2 years in a row. We gave the homeowners rebate, $400, which put many of you back to where you were, and we increased the senior citizen discount. Tough times, take tough measures. Good times, take sensible government. And we also cut spending in government as well.
It's all about incentives. The reason that there's not the quality healthcare that you'd like to see, or better healthcare that you'd like to see on a great aspect, is that our doctors are overwhelmed with insurance costs themselves for malpractice insurance and the likes. So they're very weary about getting into any programs or taking care of large groups of seniors, and so certainly you guys are not seeing the kind of healthcare that you certainly deserve.
Any of you who've been to the emergency room recently know that if you get in and out in 24 hours, you are lucky. It's incredible how bad the system has gotten, and it's been neglected by the people in Washington, and we need to go down there and make sure that everyone has the same type of health care that a member of Congress would be entitled to. Nothing more and nothing less. And that's something that I believe is not a privilege, but a right for every American.
We can begin to educate more American doctors and American nurses. We have a shortage of American doctors and American nurses. And we can start them by saying, we will educate you, but you need to give back in a prevention center. And we need to get to the point where we aren't taking better care of our cars than we are of the driver.
We've got to put an end to the discrimination against all of us as senior citizens. If you go in under a Medicare program, doctors don't have to see you because they don't want to take you because they're not getting compensated adequately for your health care. This is an outrageous form of discrimination against older Americans that has to stop, and as your congressman is going to stop.